Hi everybody, Mike here with you guys once again, and today I'm going to review a new game that just came out. It's called Faderhead'S Fistful of Fuck Yous, and it's based on a video that Faderhead did back in 2012. They did a video for the song of the same title, Fistful of Fuck Yous, and the concept was there was a video game, a classic like late 80s, early 90s beat 'em up style arcade game that had all these industrial bands in it. So you had Faderhead in it, you had Combi Christ in it, you had Imperative Reaction and Bleeding Goal and One and Hijab or Hijab, however you pronounce it. Um, and people saw that video and thought it was an awesome idea. And so they decided, somebody out there decided to make it an actual game. And it sounds like a cool idea. It really does. You know, you have the idea of a classic 8 and 16-bit like late 80s early 90s classic arcade beat 'em up style arcade game with an industrial soundtrack with industrial artists. And what happens is you are basically you select between a few of these artists, and you have to your car broke down. You have to get to the club to perform, and and the music is top notch. Um, it's music from industrial bands. It's that, like I said, going through it at first, the idea sounded pretty awesome. Unfortunately, there is some serious issues that ruin the game entirely. And number one, the first issue I noticed is I selected Faderhead as my character at first to play as, and there was a dog that was coming at me, and I didn't even get a chance to learn the controls before the dog attacked me. You know, it's really the controls are very different even for PC. And keep in mind that this is a classic beat 'em up game. We played in arcades and we played with controllers, console controllers, like mainly the NES controller. Um, but or some of us play with Super NES and Genesis controller as well. But so to have to adjust from that to the PC, and then to have the controls be so different, like the controls are A, S, D, F, and the arrows. And the arrows are pretty simple, but A, S, D, F, it's a little weird. And another thing too is that some of the characters are better than others at certain things. For example, um, I played a Spaderhead, and I couldn't figure out how to kneel down to punch the bulldogs, and that ruined it. And I kept pushing buttons, and I couldn't figure out how to kneel to do a low punch. So I changed my character, and the character I got shot lightning bolts, and that did the trick. And I was like, okay, I can get into this now. Maybe I just need to pick a different character. That was no big deal, right? But then later on, I go to I end up in the biking section, and I don't know how to you're supposed to avoid the bikes and kick the enemies off the bikes, but I don't know how to do both simultaneously. Like, I think there's supposed to be like a jump kick option, but I couldn't figure that out. I don't know if you hit two buttons at once. Again, I mean, they give you the instructions, but again, it's just so off-putting and so confusing that I just couldn't get into it. I felt the controls were awful. The way it played, the way it felt, just felt wrong. And that's a shame because the idea of a classic arcade beat 'em up with industrial music, that's a cool idea. That's why it was such a popular. That's why people were demanding that this game become a reality when they saw the music video. Um, but unfortunately, it just did not come together well. I don't think, in my opinion. Maybe you had better luck and you were able to get to adjust to the controls. And and again, even if that were an issue, um, having to when you start a level, when you start a new game, there shouldn't be an enemy right away. You should be able to get a feeling for the controls at first before you move, before you scroll down, and then you find enemies. That's just it's a minor thing, but it makes a big difference. Um, However, the one cool thing I did like about it, I'm sorry, I didn't necessarily personally like, but a lot of people are going to like, and that is something that we haven't seen in gaming in years. Limited continues. That's right. You only get a certain amount of continues before the game's over. Just like how games used to be. And I think a lot of people are going to appreciate that. So there you go. I figured I'd point that out. That is my thoughts, so-called review, I guess. Faderhead's Fistful of Fuck Yous. It's free. It's a very small, very short download. And it plays well even on a crappy computer because it is, an old school style game. It's not very demanding. Check it out for yourself if you're a fan of industrial, but I warn you, the controls ruined it for me, so I am giving it a thumbs down. And I'm a fan of industrial music, so that broke my heart because I wanted something like this, an industrial themed video game. Just sounded cool to me. But anyway, that's all I got to say. I will talk to you guys later. Yeah, bye.